Hey folks, today we're going to talk about another part of this series on protecting yourself in 2018 and how to shop around and how to compare mortgage quotes. So one thing that's happening right now is a lot of lenders are starting to wow people with rates, and a lot of people are overlooking the fees involved. So let me go over something. There's no longer a good faith estimate. And I've been having like realtors call and say, well, we want a copy of the good faith estimate because we want to compare this with our in-house lender and things like that. I'm perfectly fine with that, but you hate to say it this way, but know what you're talking about, because good faith estimates haven't been around in over a year. So that's one thing. And a lot of times too, when people are calling or they get calls from telemarketers, what they're trained to tell you or talk about is the rate, sell the rate, especially in today's market. So, rates have been, since the beginning of the year, they've been up. They started the year probably at 4. Don't be surprised now if you get a rate quote, it's 4.6, 4.7. They're going up, and they're going up fast. The better the economy is going to do, the less the Fed's going to get involved in, keeping rates down low. And you're going to see rates probably, I predict, in the fives, easy fives next year. So this is also a good time, very good time to buy. But let's go over it. Here's the new form that has come out, and it's called a loan estimate. Okay, so this is for Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, and they're looking to get a mortgage. Okay, so this is going to tell you your loan amount, your interest rate. And again, please don't be wowed at the interest rate. Interest rate is huge, but you want to, this is going to show you how to compare. And a little bit later down, I'm going to show you some tricks that people are doing to kind of, not have you look at these numbers. Or they're going to disperse them around to explain to you, well, that's not, that fee isn't, we're not making all that fee, and things like that. So hold tight, and I'm going to show you a lot of tricks along the way. So this is a $240,000 loan. It's going to be a 30-year term. The rate is 4.125. So you're going to see the person's name here, the date here, the address here, that's my office address, property value. I want to explain all these parts to you because you need to be, unless you're informed. What I don't want happening is back in 2007, 8, 9, when the world crashed, everybody's like, well, I didn't know what I was getting into. I'm going to teach you what you need to learn so you don't get taken advantage of like so many millions and millions of other people have been taken advantage of. So the one thing is, I will always tell you the truth. I will always give you options, and I will always actually give you my personal opinion on what type of loan I would take and the structure that I would personally take. And it's not a sales tactic. It is actually, in fact, what I would take. I've had multiple clients in the last 6 months cancel with me because they were going to go to somebody else that quoted them lower rates. And then probably 80% of those people came back to me saying, Dan, why didn't we listen to you? Because they gave us the same, not the same. They gave us maybe an eighth to a quarter lower in rate. One of the fees was $7,000 and mine was $450. So you tell me, is a 0.25% in the rate worth $7,000? In 99.9% of the cases, it is not. So let's continue on. It'll give you the term of the loan. You want a 30-year fix, especially in today's world. I would assume it's going to tell you it's a fixed rate, it's a conventional, or if it's an FHA or VA or so forth, the rate is locked or it is not locked. Don't be, when they have a no lock here, be very careful. Most of the times I don't lock until I go over this with you to make sure you know what you're getting into. This is exactly what you want, and we went through every piece of the puzzle. So then we're going to go down here, and here's the loan amount, the rate, the payment, monthly principal and interest. That is only principal and interest. If you are escrowing, it will be added here, and that is going to be your total payment. And it'll break down what you're escrowing and if those are in fact getting escrowed. Now down through here, this is the estimate closing costs. That's a little deceptive, and I'll show you why here in a couple minutes. Estimated cash to close. This client is going to need $9,590 at the closing. Again, this is the loan estimate at the beginning. There's in this case, there's many times we don't know exactly how much you're going to need. Depends on what your payoff is on your current mortgage and what month you close, how much escrows, if you're escrowing, how many months there's going to need to be held. So this number can vary. So let's go to the next page. And here is now the main topics of this feature. You want to go to the origination charge. Most of the time you're going to see an origination charge here, and it can be in the thousands. 99% of the time mine are zero. Services you cannot shop for, it's the appraisal, and the appraisal is ordered through in a management system or company that is set up with the particular lender you're going through. This can be juiced a little bit, so be careful of that. There's a lot of times there's not too much you can do with that, but it should be between $450 and $500. Credit report fee, again, this is the estimate. You only get charged what the credit report fee actually ends up coming to. It's defaulted at $100 in most cases, in case you had to have multiple repulls for some various reasons. And some companies, the particular company or loan estimate I did this for, there is a flood cert fee for $12. So these are just some customary charges you're going to see. Title fees, this is a big area. You are going to see in many cases this title fee, and this is our factual title fees for a refinance with me. A lot of times you're going to see this number at $1,500 to $2,000. Why? Well, because that lender's probably making a good portion of that. So they're going to make this, and they're going to make this, and they might even have this juice to make some money here as well. So this is going to give you the total fees on this loan. So to get, again, to go back to this, you're getting a $240,000 loan. How much did it cost you? $1,200 bucks. Not bad. Recording fees, this is going to have to be with every company that you have. They have to go down to the courthouse and record your deed. That is the recording fee that cannot be juiced. Your escrow. This is another area. This is very highly regulated. And this is to set up to pay your real estate taxes and your homeowner's insurance when it comes due. The lender will get that bill and they will pay that in your behalf if you have chosen to have an escrow. So that is that part. So here's where I was saying it's a little deceptive on the numbers. This number here, well, let's just take this number here, $3,210. That is monies of yours set aside in, let's call it a savings account or an escrow savings account at the lender to pay your real estate taxes and homeowners insurance as it comes due. So that's $3,200. It's not a fee. If you paid off this house or this loan in a week, you get all that money back if nothing has been dispersed yet. So if we go back to here, your costs are $4,590. Well, again, $3,210 of that was your escrows. So that's not a fee. So basically, here's your fees. That's what you really want to be concerned with. If you're purchasing a home, these numbers here, we don't know, because the selling attorney, the attorney for the sellers are the ones that usually control the title fees. So we put an estimate in here, but our estimate's probably in almost every case going to be wrong because we don't have the invoice yet from whatever company they're going to end up going through. So if you're buying a home, you really don't want to concern yourself with this section here because you don't have that much control over it. You want to be more concerned with up through here. Okay, hopefully you understood that. If you're refinancing, this should be dead on. If you're purchasing, this will be accurate. This will be a kind of a hypothetical guess in a lot of cases. So this is the biggest piece of the puzzle when somebody, you want to compare mortgage programs and products and costs and fees and everything. This is what you want. This form right here is what you need, and it is now called the loan estimate. So, if you just started the loan and you really haven't pulled the trigger and put a formal application in or something like that, your lender might say, well, we don't do that at this time. Well, you want something in writing. So if they're going to tell you that, don't deal with them, because they're, most cases, and a lot of cases, I mean, they might be very busy. God bless them if they are, but this is pretty easy to do, to put this together and send it out to you. And hopefully they will explain to you as well on your escrow and information like that. So this is the biggest section. Don't be wowed here. You want to compare this and this. These are the areas where you want to compare and see what they are. Again, you might come back and I'll give you a quiz. If this rate was 4.5 with this, or this rate was 4.25 with 8,000 in fees, which one's better? I'll leave you with that. But I would, myself personally, I would take that. I would not pay the $8,000, because depending on the loan amount, the difference in that payment might be, let's say it's $30. I'll do the math real quick. $30 times 360. If you have that loan for the duration of the loan, which in most cases you'll refinance, believe it or not, the studies have shown it over 40 years that the average loan duration is 7 years. So I won't even do the numbers. Basically, don't pay the $8,000 for the quarter reduction in rate. That's my personal opinion. So hopefully you find value into these videos. If you'd like for me to address any additional pieces of a mortgage process, guidelines, programs, grant programs, first-time homebuyer programs, some books you might want to read to learn up on, keep up on the language and things like that, just so when you're getting into this, you're not completely blindsided. Also, if you're in the middle of a loan right now and you'd like me to look over your paperwork or your loan estimate, I'd love to do so and give you mine as well, just to compare the two. But if you would, please don't forget to subscribe below. You can reach out to me. I'll have my website down below as well in the memory or the subject section below. And if you'd like to reach me personally, you can call me at 630-338-1160. Love to hear from you. But again, I greatly appreciate your time. Hopefully you find these videos informative. I'd love to help you out if I could. Thank you again. Have a great day. God bless.